I don't think Farage should have anything to do with it. Labour are in power. They've got, Mandelson's on the job. He's a big boy. He can go and handle the diplomacy. As if Trump is going to make up his mind on a trade deal because he's got political fluffer there flirting with him. I mean, really, the world is run by these fragile men. They need to have their best friend there to broker a deal.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, we're in this strange position, though, Jim, aren't we? Where Brexit arguably hasn't gone very well.
I'd argue that, yeah.
However, it does put us in a situation where we're not the EU and where Trump, conceivably, Trump is obviously going to go in properly swinging at the EU like Tyson Fury. But he'll leave us out of that battle. That's all I'm thinking.
Maybe. But he's also America first. He's going to do it if it suits him. And, he's fairly unpredictable. And, of course, we don't want the tariffs ideally. But the idea that Farage will make a fudge of difference. And I tell you what, also, this is really confected. Farage is great for clicks, he's great for the media, he's great for question time, he's great for shows like this. That's what he's good for. He's not good for the country. And actually the idea where the Mail and the Telegraph, there's this tsunami of reform coming. They've just had the aggregate result of the council elections. After the election, they contested 168 seats and they didn't get any of them.
Yeah, well, I suppose that if they're newcomers, they might not. But I don't know,
You've also got to remember, Jemma...
They lost 168.
Almost every member of the front bench of the Labour cabinet has at some stage insulted Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
So, you can't feel proud of that. You've got to say that was a mistake.
No.
Labour sent 100 people over to try and make...
genuinely felt.
Hang on, to try and make sure Trump didn't get into office. The only person he trusts in this country is Nigel Farage, and therefore Farage has got loads to offer to help bond the relationship between the US and us.
Oh, God, I mean, that is pathetic. Like a fan. It's really actually quite degrading. I tell you what, no. The fact that people have spoken out against a man who's adjudicated rapist and a convicted felon is fine with me, and who incited, the Capitol Hill riots, that's absolutely fine. Trump has insulted every single person he fancies. And the person that is being quoted in this is actually not anything to do with the Trump administration necessarily. So his view might be neither here nor there.
Right,
Labour have to show their teeth and not look like wet blankets.
The ongoing discussion about whether Nigel Farage could act as an intermediary between the US and the UK under a Labour government is as baffling as it is absurd. On the surface, the notion that Farage could play a constructive role in fostering better trade relations with Donald Trump's America might sound plausible to some, but a closer look reveals the deep flaws in this idea. First, let's be clear about Farage's track record. He has a history of convincing people to vote against their own interests, most notably the Brexit referendum. If anything, his primary skills lie in stirring division and amplifying his own profile rather than delivering tangible benefits for the public. Why would anyone believe that Farage, who has yet to point to a single concrete achievement that has benefited Britain, would suddenly act in the nation's best interest? The idea stretches credulity. Jemma Forte, in a pointed critique, hit the nail on the head when she described Farage's utility as being limited to generating clicks and media attention. He's excellent fodder for social media and talk shows, but hardly the kind of figure you'd entrust with rebuilding crucial diplomatic and trade relationships. Farage's involvement in any such capacity would likely serve to only bolster his own ego and influence rather than secure meaningful outcomes for the UK. Moreover, consider the dynamics at play. If Farage were involved in negotiating a trade deal with Trump, there are two likely scenarios. One, Farage will attempt to claim all the credit for himself. If it fails, you can bet your ass he'll distance himself and shift the blame onto the Labour government, just as he has done with the fallout from Brexit. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation for Labour and the UK, and there's a question of Trump himself. Any negotiations with the former president, should he return to office, when he does, would be fraught with challenges. Trump respects strength, not diplomacy. Labour will need to approach him with firmness, projecting confidence even if their leverage is limited. The notion that Farage, a man Trump sees as a personal ally, could somehow make Labour's position and job easier is laughable. If anything, Farage's involvement would undermine Labour's position, further eroding trust between the two nations. The bottom line is this: Nigel Farage's role in the UK politics has always been about serving his own interests, not the nation's. His ability to capture media attention is unmatched. but his contributions to meaningful policy or progress are non-existent. Inviting him to play a role in the UK-US relations under a Labour government would be a catastrophic mistake, benefiting no one but Farage himself. But let me know what you think in the comments. I've been Jay from Just Jake. As always, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.